Whether you're used to cruising cats or coming to them for the first time, the bottom line is that they're very different to monohulls. But how? Why does it matter? We've come to Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, one of the centres for catamaran cruising, where we've been lent a Moorings 4800, and we're joined by renowned multi-hull designer Nigel Irens. When the sea state starts to get a bit bigger, what are we looking for then? I mean, are we still pressing on?
I think the boat will take it, but it's obvious that if it's banging and bumping around, people will be getting uncomfortable below. We're not racing. Do something about it. In extremis, I think it would probably be best if you're trying to make a course up to windward, probably to start motor sailing, shorten the sail right down, point up well high and motor sail. That way you can control the speed a bit too, and if it's still too bumpy, you can flatten off, take some revs off the engine and just do whatever's comfortable.
I suppose the problem is if you bear off a little bit and go faster, then you've got another
I think
problem.
So. Oh yeah, that's right. And also, I'm assuming you're trying to get upwind, so I think in those cases motor sailing would be a good thing to do.
Given that cats are that much more stable than monohulls, how do you know when you should be reefing?
I think on the wind, with a cruising boat like this, you'll feel that actually the sails no longer look good. You run out of power, and so that's almost the easiest time to tell when you're overpressed. And the boat will definitely sail better and faster if the sail is reduced to the point where you can sheet things properly. Off the wind, not so easy because the sails are not so flat anyway and the winches aren't being overworked. But generally, I think if you're getting overpushed, particularly if there's a seaway, you might begin to see bits of spray off the leeward bow and things. And probably the general posture of the boat, maybe the difficulty of steering and things will be telling you that you're overcooking it a bit. Yeah. The difficulty is off the wind is that you know that if you're going to reef, you've got to stop and turn around. And nobody really likes to do that, so they put it off. And that is a bit of a pitfall. I mean, in fairly stable weather, it's not necessarily a dangerous thing. But going back to this thing we've discussed quite a lot, which is the only time you're getting in real danger is the vicious squall. And so, again, the rule is, say, yeah, let's shorten sail and do it now and do what we've proven works pretty well. And then back on your way again and more relaxed, so.
And it's quite common on many boats to actually end up sailing faster with actually less sail than you would have thought. Is that the same?
Certainly on the wind, yeah. I think things like helm balancing better and sails shaped better, because obviously on a cruising boat you haven't got racing sails and the power isn't there, and you soon see the difference. Yeah.
In a situation where you're conscious of the breeze coming up and there's potential for it to get quite windy, is there a really the safest option of all, or give you the most options?
Yeah, I definitely taking the mainsail down.
Right.
It's got obviously lots going for it. First of all, we can't spill wind from the mainsail downwind, so that can be a little scary, particularly as we've spoken about very heavy squalls. That actually is an actual danger zone. But certainly for comfort and ease of handling, just take it down, go downwind on the headsail. The other nice thing is that the headsail's pulling the boat along where the mainsail is pushing it along, and the steering is a lot easier if the drive is coming from the front of the boat. It's actually being towed downwind, which is nice.
If we found ourselves in a situation where we were going downwind and the breeze had built up to the point that we couldn't reef but we knew we needed to, I presume the only way to get the main down was to spin up into the breeze.
Absolutely, and as quickly as possible, I think. A short time it takes, the less time the mainsail is pulling hard. You want to get right up and empty the wind from it. So So to do that, first of all we start the engine. I'm starting the leeward engine, so as we come up the leeward engine will be stopping or falling off again. Now we need to flake the mainsail down, the main halyard down, so we know it's absolutely free to run. And then we've got to roll up the headsail, probably about half or 2/3 of it up.
Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to pull the headsail up?
Well, we don't want too much power from it, risk of it clogging and so on, so that's fine. So I think that's enough. So it's lovely.
Will that help us when we're heading up?
Yes, we probably should have that reasonably hard sheeted, so we'll just take a little bit on there. That's it, and now we're free to come up.
Okay.
And then we've got to bang this halyard off, making sure we don't get caught in the fall of it. We want it to come down quite quickly. I think that's about it there really now. That's pretty good. How much is left?
That's down to pretty much most of it down to
Okay, so they're away now. Now we can, when we start to move again, we can unroll the headsail again.
So I guess the advantage in, see you drop the entire main down, but I guess the advantage of that is that now we're just down to the headsail.
Yes,
we can just concentrate on how much sail area we want there.
The conditions today are obviously fairly benign, but I'm assuming that we're in almost an emergency situation, but we've got to get that sail off. We can see a big black line score coming up and we want it down. That's really what we're doing. And now we're down to a safe mode again, because we've only got sail in the forward side of the mast, and if whatever wind comes along, we can always empty that sail if we want to. So it's kind of a safe mode.
And the whole operation has taken us just a couple of minutes, but I guess the key to it really was in the planning and the preparation, and you cannot afford to have a situation where something gets jammed or doesn't run properly.
That's right, and anticipation of the need to do it is paramount to the whole thing.